Hey everybody, it's Dr. Sasheen. Sorry about the hair, but I worked out. So yeah, I worked out. Anyway, hopefully you can come in and join me. If not, and you catch this video on the replay, thanks for popping in. It's a Friday afternoon, and I am unboxing some fun lovelies over here. So if you follow this page, you've noticed that I've been posting some books that I have started publishing under my parent company, LLYB Communication. And I've been waiting for the actual physical books to come in so I could show them off. I'm so proud of them. This company that I started puts out low content books, and so I just wanted to unbox a few of them to show you how lovely they are, and so that you would actually see what you would be getting if you choose to order. And I'll put the link to the LLYBC Amazon page because I published through Amazon. But yeah, I'm pretty excited. So let's just jump in. This is also the kind of teaser for the projects to come. So you know I podcast, and if you don't follow me on your favorite podcasting platform, I don't know what you're waiting for. It's So You're Getting Divorced, the podcast based on my very first book, So You're Getting Divorced, which, hang on a second. So, Halloween hat. Based on this book that I wrote a couple years ago, So You're Getting Divorced. So, you know, I have the podcast going on, and on that, I talk about all things relationships. And so, check out the episodes anywhere you have podcasts, where you listen to podcasts: Spotify, Anchor, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, you name it. We're out there. Get out there and give us a subscribe, give us a like. And then, so there's the podcast. I also do. Hey Nicole, girl, listen. Short and sweet. It's the book that I literally, it's all good. 3 years later, it still was the most important book that I will probably ever have written, and it's the shortest one that I've written so far. So this led to writing my second book, which is Who Did You Love? 4 Faces of Narcissism, also available on my Amazon store. And this one really talks more about, you know, the narcissists in our lives and the people whom we love. So, so I started publishing, and so this short live is to really talk about one of the big endeavors that I've been undertaking behind the scenes, which is to put out more book content for my viewers, for my listeners, for my clients. And so you notice I've been posting a lot on the page, different types of books. And so I just wanted to show you some of what's coming out of my little company, LLYB Communication. And you've been seeing me post things about gratitude and reading journals. And so I'm just so excited because the box came today. And so I'm really excited. All right, so I think the first one is that we just published this, which is Today I Am Grateful, Daily Gratitude Journal. I love this cover so much. It's so pretty. It's one of my favorites. I can't wait for the dream journals to get here because I think they're gorgeous as well. But this is one of the first books that we've put out. And so if you are into gratitude journaling, and I believe in having a mindfulness practice, especially coming out of the pandemic, what I like about this book that we put together is, first of all, for those who don't like those skinny lines, I don't like the lines in books, especially when I'm writing. Sometimes I like to have more space, and so I kind of made this with an eye towards people who are like, I can't see the lines all the time, you know. But it's got 2 parts to it. The first is Today I'm Grateful For, with 10 things to be grateful for. Now, my gratitude practice actually starts the day with 10 things I'm grateful for, and I write them down. And thank you. And so I write them down, and then I like to journal a little bit about why I'm so grateful for what I have. And so we've put out, this is actually already out. This, it looks like this on the outside. There are a couple of different covers of it, but it's a 10 things I'm grateful for. So this is the first book I wanted to show you all because I keep posting about them, but I wanted you actually to see It's nice, thick, good quality, really well done. I'm really proud of this book. So that's one of the first ones that we put out under the company. The next one is I'm a reader. Now, I love to read. In fact, I just launched the teaser promos for the 2 book clubs I run, fiction and nonfiction, both opening up again for enrollment at the end of May. But I'm a reader and I love to read. And so I thought to myself, I'm a reader. I like to read. I like to discuss what I'm reading with my friends because we all, we're in book club together. But sometimes as I'm reading, I will highlight, I will sticky note, I will do all these things to my books, right? But I was thinking to myself as a reader, what might actually help me is to be able to keep some of the things that I read, my thoughts all together in one place, but not in an actual journal, more of like a reader's journal, someplace where I can keep track of it. So I created a reader's journal. It's called, this brown sings to my heart. Brown and blue reminds me of when I lived in Puerto Rico. This is what I loved about it. And so I created this journal called What You Readin', a reader's journal. And it's a place for title, come in, what is it? Thank you, sorry. Only when I'm doing something does the people knock on my door. Okay, so title of the book, do you love it? And then your thoughts, a place to actually record your thoughts. Excuse me, could you close the door, please? Yeah. Thank you. And this particular journal is beautiful brown with the blue butterflies and on cream paper. So it's just a really sweet looking journal. I like it because I can stick it down in my bag. I don't carry a huge bag, but I can stick it down in my bag, and it's, I think, 100 pages, maybe 120 pages. So I know, small child comes in right when I'm decided to go live. So these I like the feel of new books. I can't help it. I feel like rubbing my face against it all day. Anyway, I won't do that. So I made 2 of these. One, because this is my favorite color. But I also love this one for the little reader in my life. So it's What You Readin' Girl. And I know it could be What You Readin' Boy, but there's a girl on the cover, which is why I said What You Readin' Girl. There was one for boys in the works, just because I have a son, so I get it. But it's the same interior, except this one is white, with white cover. And this was just such a sweet, this reminded me of me a little bit as a little girl, laying in bed, all hours of the night, getting lost in another world, getting lost in the book. In the books. I mean, small children can smell, Nicole. They really can. So these are the 2 reader journals that I put out. And I really just, like I said, I'm a reader. I belong to book clubs. I run 2 book clubs of my own. And sometimes it's just nice to be able to put my thoughts down in a place specifically designed for that. So I created 2 reader's journals. See, there we go. 2 reader's journals. And again, I'm really proud of the quality of these books. They feel really good. They're not going to fall apart on you. You're not going to be able to break the spine. And yeah, I just really like these. So far I've got a lot going on with these books. And then my next book I wanted to show you all, which I don't think I have talked about yet. Oh no, I have talked about this one. Is my first journal, which is a very simple one entitled Words. I journal religiously. I have stacks and stacks of journals from years past. I tend to purge about every 10 years because, after all, I don't necessarily need to remember everything that I've ever written, but I do write a lot. I made this journal for the person in your life who doesn't need a frilly journal, doesn't want a frilly journal, who just needs a place to record my words today. So each page has a watermark of a flower or a leaf, and it's just a basic journal. 120 pages, which I think is a great length for a journal, because it's really, I think about 120 pages. It's a good size. Again, it's a good size. So if you want to see what that looks like, keep it on your bedside. First thing in the morning, grab your pen. And oh my God, the dream journals are out. Oh, those should get here any day now. So I'm gonna have a stack. I'm gonna have a whole bookshelf full of these books. So I really wanted this to be a simple journal. Oh, I'm putting out a sketchbook, Nicole. So keep your eyes open for that. I really love, I wanted a simple journal that would be appealing, bold, colorful, but simple enough for boys and girls, for men and women, because I love journals. And let me show you my current journal, which I don't like, which is what inspired this. So, I mean, I like a pretty journal, don't get me wrong, I do. And this is my current journal. And when I got this, I thought, oh, this is going to be great because it has places to write and it's got all these colorful quotes. But then I realized I feel very constricted by this kind of journal when I'm actually in the flow, because it forces me to stop and then skip over 2 pages and start again. And so that's when I realized, okay, I really just like simple journals that let me go. Just let me get started and let my stream of thought just take over. So I wanted to make something like that. So this is actually mine. I was like, I will be making my own, but I got a second one because I'm going to be giving this one away in a giveaway next week. So words, a journal, like it's just so simple. And I will journal anywhere. If I have time on my hands, I will put my journal in my purse. Now, I'm also a writer. I write fiction. And so I'm always taking notes about impressions of things, journals, words, literally all of my thoughts. So another offering. And then finally, I don't want to overload this particular live stream. Thanks for hanging with me this long. I appreciate it. If you have a graduate, or someone who is building a business, building independent business, or is it trying to break into theater, or trying to like chasing any kind of dream, what you know about this is that they need they need contacts. Networking is the lifeblood of small businesses, of artists, of entrepreneurs, of everyone. Like if you're trying to sell something or you're trying to break into something, you have to think about, how do I network and how do I keep track of things? Well, I'm a business person, so I'm trying to build out my publishing business and build out my writing business and the other things that I work on as well. So I created Chasing the Dream. Now there are 2 versions of, and the other one will be coming, and I will definitely do a special unboxing when that one gets here. But this one I created I actually created this for my cousin who is graduating, and I wanted to give her something that would allow her to chase the dreams that she has for herself. And so it's a networking notebook, and I designed it, and the one that's coming is full color. So this is the black and white version, to have a place where new contacts could be recorded, contact information, what do they do, and then what do they offer, and what problem can I help them solve? And it kind of walks through the ways in which we can you can store your networking contacts so that you can come back to this idea that, okay, I met this person at this event, I talked to them, this is what they do, and really, if you fill up 120 pages of these contacts, and you even talk to a third of these people. I was listening to Dr. Oh gosh, what it's not Dr. Kimbrough. I'm gonna space his name right now. I'll have to think about it and get back to you about the name. But I was listening to a talk by a renowned business leader, and he said, I give my business card to thousands of people. He gives his business card to thousands of people with his phone number on it. With his phone number. And he says less than a third of those people will call me. He is multimillionaire. Oh, yeah, great idea, Nicole. Hang on a second. Do I have the Chasing the Dream cover for guys? I do. I do have the Chasing the Dream cover for men, for guys. I don't have a copy of it yet. It hasn't gotten to me yet. So when it does, I'll be unboxing that. But I'll put the link to my Amazon page where all of these are available for purchase. And then, so you can see it. I'm thinking about doing some A5 sizes. The spacing and the bleed's a little different on those, so I'm working to get them to look right. It's amazing. You gotta deal with margins and things of that nature. So Okay, so he puts his phone number on every business card that he hands out, and he hands them out to all kinds of people. It's George. Oh gosh, I don't know why I'm blanking on his name. I can literally see his face. Anyway, this man owns multiple businesses. He's a multimillionaire many times over, and he says less than a third of those people are going to call me. Less than a third of the third that calls. Of the third that calls him, of that third, maybe another third will actually take him up on anything that he offers to them. But if they take him up on his offer, he will work with them almost free of charge in some instances, depending on what their situation is. But this is a person who, if you get his business card and you don't make that phone call, then you have decided to work really, really hard to break in to a business world on your own. And it's just crazy that someone like that would be willing to hand you his business card with their personal phone number and say, call me. Gary Vee does something similar in that he puts out his phone number and he sends out texts to people and he will connect with people. It can be really difficult when you're getting, when you really start building and chasing your dream to keep track of all that. And really what I like about this and when I created was it gives you a place to say, what do they offer? And then what problem can I help them solve? What problem can I actually bring to them so that when I call and ask them for this thing that I want, which is maybe a connection or a contact or a sale, I can already have brainstormed and say, here's what I can do for you. When I teach public relations, when I taught public relations and marketing, relationships are king. They just are. But it can be very hard to sometimes know what you can bring to someone who you think has so much more going on than you. And so you don't necessarily contact them. Well, I want you to contact them. You're building your business. You're chasing the dream. So this is the other piece of the newly formed LLYB publishing puzzle. So those are all, okay, let me see here. What we got going on? You could, I should probably think about dividers. That's not a bad idea. And Post-its. I mean, I have flags. I will flag a book. I mean, I've got my son into the whole flags thing. Like we flag all kinds of things. Just flag. And because he's like, well, we got to flag that, Mama. And that's actually when I was putting together What You Reading. That was actually one of the reasons why I did that. Is because I flag all kinds of books, but sometimes I want to remember, like me trying to remember where I heard the gentleman who said he gives out his business card. Like I can see his face, but I can, for the life of me, not remember where exactly I heard it from. And so I'm like, I need to create an organized structure that I can then use to help keep myself going in a certain direction and to keep track of the people that I think would actually be beneficial for me to help them help me, like helping other people help me. But you got to know who those people are, and you got to know how to keep track of that, because businesses die. And I'm doing this here on my business page for the So You're Getting Divorced, the podcast, because so many women, whether you're married or single, want a way to organize their life better, to get their ducks in a row, right? To get their systems in a row. And so I'm creating systems and trying to show that even if you are in transition, and even if your life is going kind of in a way that you're not expecting, a lot of the ideas that I have for books are born out of necessity, of watching the people that I'm working with, the people that I'm following go, God, it'd be nice if this thing were in the market. Okay, well, let me put this thing in the market and see how that might help you. So there's this group on Facebook called the Second Wives Club. I'm not sure if it's public or not, but I'm part of it. It's called the Second Wives Club, and it's a group for women who are getting remarried. Hang on, I want to read. Oh, my flags. Yes, I love my flags. Oh, Christina, the replay will be out here, and we'll definitely make sure we will put it out there. We just built a spare room. Oh yeah. Hey, I am putting up more business stuff to help with the organization piece. I've got a planner in the works and a couple of calendars. Not really not really so much calendars, because I think there's a lot of calendars out there in the world and they can be a lot of labor intensive work. But planners, I love planners. Ooh, I love planners. And so, yeah, they're coming. Um, I am trying to raise a smart young man, Nicole. Thank you. I'm trying. There are days. It is hard because you don't want to be annoying. You don't want to bombard people, but I feel like there are some important things that I can help people achieve. So the planner Chasing the Dream comes in black and white or color interior. So this one's black and white interior. And this is a beautiful hot pink because this is my favorite color. Not gonna lie. Red's my favorite color. This is a close second. And then I liked this cover because I really want to encourage young men and young women to never lose those contacts. I don't care how far you get in life. If you start a contacts notebook, you can pull this out 3 years down the road and be like, oh my God, I met this person at this trade show, got the contact information. I can't tell you how many opportunities or doors open because I have a contact that I met 2 years ago, and now I finally have something that I can say, oh, I'm going to call that person and see if perhaps they need, oh, the sentence moving, sorry. There we go. Perhaps they need something. And so it is, I think, one of the best things to have a way to keep track of your contacts list. So I created this. The full color one is beautiful. It's called Building Your Empire. Different cover, same interior, except the interior on Building Your Empire is full color. I like to say that's for the businesswoman who has already got her foot in the Louboutins potentially, because it's a little more expensive because full color is not cheap to print. I have to keep a paper trail. Oh, Nicole, I am with you. I need a paper trail. My desk is covered in Post-it notes. Covered in Post-it notes. My son's like, Mama, you've got pink ones and yellow ones. Like, he likes to take stacks of them because he's like, you've got blue ones and yellow ones and pink ones and green ones. And I'm just like, and I buy more and more and more of them. But that's when I started to go, okay, I know what I like, but I also know that when I'm out in the world, because we're going to get back out in the world, we're going to be able to meet and connect again. How pretty is it to pull this out of my bag and go, can I get your da-da-da-da-da-da, right? And be like, oh yes, I'm just going to put you right here. You get your own page, and then I can brainstorm what I can do for you to help you want to help me. Okay, so Second Wives Club. The Second Wives Club, because I was a divorce coach, though I have since stopped doing divorce coaching. I'm really focusing on the podcast to reach a broader audience. But one of the things about being divorce coach is that people get remarried. People like, and they want, I find that women who are going through their second weddings tend to like things simple and luxurious, simple and elegant. And so I don't even know what possessed us to do it. But we wrote this book that said, so you're getting divorced, right? See that lovely cover? Then we made this one, which is Wedding, the Guest List Manager with the same cover. Why did we do that? Because funnily enough, this cover in A/B testing is really well received by women. They love the idea of the luxurious cover. So it's a wedding planner. It's a guest list manager. So if you know someone who's getting married, we created 2 versions of this. One's very Americana and one's very sleek and modern, which is this is a sleek and modern one. But it's another one of the offerings that's coming into, that is already available at LLYB Communication. So let me just say, part of why I'm doing this, the unboxing, is because I love it, because these are all things that are now available for purchase. I wanted you to be able to see the quality of these books. I wanted people to be able to see that you would be, if you purchase one, I stand by the quality, I stand by the content. These are good, amazing books, and they're organized and they're useful. They're also, and this is the most important thing, they're also part of a life that has been in transition for a while. So one of the things that we're starting on top of the publishing piece, and we've got the podcast going on, and this all fits under the same umbrella, is what are going to be called the Transition Chronicles. Because one of the things I hear all the time from women who are going through the process of divorce, coming out of that one phase of life, is the transition is so hard. Like the transition from one phase to the next is just so hard. And so I thought I'm going to start talking about what the transition has been like for me and bring you on the journey with me to show you some of the things that I've done over the course of the year since my divorce was final back in 2016, it's now 2021, and try to answer some of those questions through my life experiences by bringing you the ideas and the things that I worked through to help me get from point A to point B to point C to point D and beyond. My journey's not finished yet. My story is still being written. I'm still in transition, and I'm not sure that I'll ever not be in transition, but the Transition Chronicles are really designed to help women, to show women that it doesn't matter where you are at this moment, you're going to get someplace better if that's where you want to go. So when I left my ex-husband in 2016, I was a full-time college professor with a young son, and I was moving 3,000 miles across the country. It doesn't get any more transitionary. I went from being married with a family to a single mom in a new state, new home, new life. And in the ensuing time, I have pursued many different things. And I've come to some really important conclusions about what I wanted my life to look like now. And that took me a little while, but not as long as it probably could have if I didn't decide to do some really hard work, which is why if you listen to my podcast, I always advocate talking to a therapist. Always, always, always. It just never can hurt you to have a therapist on speed dial, number one. And number two, it doesn't all have to be painful. So part of my process of transition has been realizing that I really like being my own boss. I like the freedom that comes with running my own boss. I like the identity that it gives me to know that my identity isn't attached to a job per se. It's attached to things that I create, things that I put out into the world that are mine. And I really like that. And so my transition from employee to business owner is also something I'll talk about for those out there who don't see themselves in the same vocation that they might have been doing for many years, but they're just not sure if they can do it yet. Can I make that change? Am I too old? Like, I want to answer all of those questions, and I want to encourage you to think I can do anything. Like there's, again, I listen to so many people, but I was listening this morning to, I'm going to forget his name too. It's a bad day when I can't remember anything. But the basic premise of what he said was, if you wake up and you're on this side of the grass, it's a good day. And I was like, exactly. When you wake up and you're on this side of the grass, and you can walk on the grass because you're not under the grass, it's a good day. And it's also a day that then you can decide, okay, this is a day that I'm gonna execute this thing. So look for the Transition Chronicles. You're gonna see me live streaming about it as we lead up to it, and then the episode should start dropping by the end of May. And yeah, I think that's it. This was supposed to be short and sweet. Good gracious, I just talked too much. But I really wanted to show you that all of the things that I've been dropping on the page, all those books that are coming out, that's my company. Like, I'm creating that product and putting it out there for sale on Amazon. And so I stand by the quality of the work that has been put into the covers and the books themselves. So thank you so much for sharing this time with me. I appreciate all of you who tuned in. If you're catching this on the replays, drop me a comment. Tell me if there are other kinds of books that you'd like to see. We're going to be putting out, I think so the dream journals just came out. If you're into dream interpretation, which I, as someone who is highly intuitive, like to keep a record of my dreams. So we've got dream journals coming out. We have, I know those are already out. And then the next round of creation includes the planner that's coming down. And I do believe a couple of more journals, but these are specific to certain kinds of content. I like a business journal for actually recording my business dreams. And then I like a personal journal for actually recording my personal dreams. So I'm working on a business journal now that's kind of has more prompts to it so that you can really suss out the kind of business that you may want to embark on. All right, my phone's about to die and I'm nowhere near the outlet. So thank you for tuning in. It's been Dr. Sasheen. As always, I love that you have come and hung out with me, and I will see you very soon. Take care, everybody.